We decided to make a water fountain because we thought it would be interesting to design and build, but as we went through the building process, we found that there were a lot of challenges along the way. We decided to use wood for the base of our water fountain because it was cheap and easily accessible, and it would make a sturdy frame to hold all of the water.
We decided to use PVC pipe because it is easy to work with and not very expensive, and is also great for holding water.
In order to make the box waterproof, we decided to use Plastidip. Plastidip creates a waterproof seal on the wood to prevent any water leakage.
Although it may seem obvious, we needed a pump to create water flow. This was a difficult process because we had to research which pump had the lowest price and best performance.
Our choice for tubing relied heavily upon which pump we decided to use, so that we could optimize the water flow in our water fountain.
Originally, we were going to have water cascade over a sphere, but we changed our design to make it a little more interesting. We decided to use a castle in the fountain instead.
Spray paint may not seem important, but it played a large role in making our fountain aesthetically pleasing while maintaining a waterproof structure.
We could have just used plain, clear water. We decided to add some flair to it by putting red water in our fountain.
Our design cycle started by creating an idea of what our fountain would look like. We created a model in a computer-aided design program. After this, we went to the craft center to start building the fountain. After testing our many designs, we discovered many problems with it. We had to improve the fountain multiple times until it worked best. We started the construction of our fountain at the craft center by gluing wood together to form a sturdy basin.
Along the way, we had a few challenges. We found out that PVC pipe holds a lot of static charge in it, which attracts the water, so whenever we tried to flow water across the PVC pipe, it just stuck right to the pipe.
One of our more difficult tasks to accomplish was running a clear plastic tubing all the way through the castle, which was very difficult since it was a very tiny space and a very curved tube.
We had to test the waterproof nature of the box along with the flow of water over the castle. This is one of our earliest tests of the fountain.
Once we had the water in the box, we realized that we needed a way to get the water out of the box. Since everything was kind of haphazardly attached, we couldn't just tip over the box. So we decided to use the extra tubing that we have and siphon the water out of the box.
Our first attempt to get water to the top of the fountain was with the tube spiraling up a pipe along the back. However, we quickly realized that the tube was too stiff to be contained in a spiral, and we had to try something else.
Our first attempt at testing the spiraling tube was a failure. We decided to remove the tube and start with a new design. One big challenge was to keep the other tubes intact so we didn't have to start over from scratch. We tested a few different designs until we got the best outcome.
We realized that all the extra tubing that was used in the spiral was equivalent to the water traveling up a much higher distance, putting a larger load on the pump. This made it harder for the pump to pump water, so we decided to just make a straight tube that would go right to the top.
One last step we had to do was to clean up the fountain's appearance by touching up the paint. We did this for many reasons, because there was a lot of design issues throughout the process with lots of hot glue and also covering the paint on the PVC pipe.
During the Freshman Engineering Design Day, it was great to see the other teams in their projects. We got to explain our design to the judges and show off our hard work. At the end of the day, we received our results of 25 points, coming in 11th place. This was most likely due to the splashing of the fountain and some other minor issues.
If we had to do this project again, we would spend more time on designing the fountain and choosing more aesthetically pleasing materials. We would have also spent more time in the building process to make it cleaner and more refined.
After completing this project, I think we have enough experience to provide some advice to incoming freshmen. You never want to spend too little time on the design of the project, and you can also never start too early. Also, you have to make sure that your project is aesthetically pleasing so you can woo the judges.